everyone. I think I'm just going to start billing myself as the only sane one on this broadcast.
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin.
There we go. Cranky isn't cranky anymore. Alyssa's cranky.
You know what I want to see in the forest? I want to see a unicorn. Want all you want. Wish in one hand, but poop in the other.
Well, hello, fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live. I feel like it's a family reunion of sorts since Patrick and Walker weren't with us last time and they're back. So I'm really happy to have the boys back with me.
Lost.
I missed them last week.
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
For the Safi was here with us. Safi was here with us and he did an amazing job, but I missed the boys. Well, not that Safi's not a boy, but I missed Patrick and Joe.
Wow.
All right, so now that I've successfully made everyone awkward, so for those who don't know me, my name is Alyssa. I am the resident head addict, and joining us on the show this week is the resident not so cranky old guy, although I think he may be finding his inner crank again, but hey, at least he's not frozen to a sidewalk.
Yeah, true. Watch that getting frozen to the ground. It's a real thing.
And for those who don't know that, I'm referring to Patrick.
That is inside joke, and yes, not frozen to a sidewalk. Yes.
It could always be worse.
My brother-in-law is still alive.
Yeah. Also on the
friends, if you're wondering why you remember Patrick, it's because of this website. Yeah, remember that one? Yeah, but now he's one of us. One of us. Google goo.
So for those who don't know who that was the one and the only Wookiee. He appeared, or he appeased the Scientologist enough that hopefully he has better Wi-Fi this time around.
Yeah. Well, actually, Safi wanted me to say something just to start the podcast. Scientology. So, and if you listen to the last one, it makes sense.
It all comes full circle, my friend. All comes full circle.
Oh, just a second. Leah Remini is coming in right now. Leah Remini. Yeah, okay, Leah. Yeah, I'll let him know.
And rounding out the show. Can never get through these introductions well. And rounding out the show this week, some of you might see guys, I pre-write these, and I still can't get through them well. Rounding out the show this week, you may see an unfamiliar face on our show. That would be Casey from KCLovesGaming, who covers a lot of mobile games on his YouTube channel, and he's been covering TSTO for a while. He also does Futurama, Family Guy, a whole lot of other games, Marvel, Avengers, and his videos, we feature them on the Futurama Addicts website, so there's a little plug for that too. Casey?
Well, thank you everybody for having me, and that's a fantastic introduction. Best one out of the bunch.
the most coherent out of the bunch.
It's really great for you guys to invite me. I mean, honestly, this is the first time I met pretty much all of you, so this is new for me as well, but I'm really excited to be here and just cover all the stuff we have. Yes, we have notes. I'm going to give away a spoiler. We got a bunch of notes. I'm looking right at it, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So, guys, remember if you're what?
There's notes.
There's notes. I came prepared.
I sent him the Cliff Note version.
Gotcha.
So guys watching this show, remember this is meant to be interactive. If you're watching it live, we do now stream later as a podcast as well. So if you're watching it as a podcast, sorry, you can't really be that interactive, I guess, right? But meant to be interactive. So if you're watching it live, ask your questions, share your comments, and let's get to chatting. Happy October. Yeah. Happy October, boys and girls. We're in the thick of fall in our pocket-sized Springfields. There's a haze over our screens and darkness has fallen. And is it really Halloween? Really? I mean, let's take a minute to answer the poll questions below, because is this really Halloween? So right below us is our usual poll question. This week it is initial gut reaction to the magical Halloween. Your choices are love it, the more Harry Potter, the better. This isn't Halloween.
Sam.
I hate it.
Damn.
I love I love this theme, but this isn't Halloween. Totally could have been done at a different time. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Can't stand Harry Potter. I won't be playing. Meh, whatever. At this point, I'm on cruise control. I think that pretty much sums up the comments I've been seeing. So take a minute, answer it. We'll share the results at the end, and we'll talk about it ourselves. But
it feels to me, as someone who does polling professionally, it feels to me like it's a little weighted. There's only like one option to say I like it. A little weighted.
Well, I mean, I try to.
I know.
How many times do you like it?
Let's be real. If you're looking for metrics and data, you probably shouldn't be coming to like TSTO Addicts for that kind of statistics. We're not. Yeah, I mean, we'll give you some gameplay statistics and like calendars, but if you really want like punditry that's like fair and balanced.
The wrong person's on the show too for game statistics because Safi's not here this week. So
there we go.
Yeah, and Safi and Scientology, just doing his thing. He's embracing his inner Thetan, and yeah, good for him.
All right, guys, let's go. Poor Safi. Let's get into this. What are your initial thoughts? Halloween initial thoughts, initial reactions. We'll let our guests go first. Kyle, what do you think?
So I think I speak for a lot of people. It doesn't feel very Halloween-y whatsoever. I don't like it. That's pretty much all I got to say.
That's fair. What do you think?
What were the poll options?
Can I just see if we can actually do the rest of this podcast without using the adjective Halloweeny? There's something that makes there's something about my 12-year-old inner child that makes me giggle every time I hear Halloweeny. I'm sorry. Nothing against you at all. Nothing against you. It's an adequate
L7 weenie.
Okay. So here's my thoughts. I don't want to be a hollow dick, but I'm
with the drink. Again with the drink. And now I have to mark this explicit. Thank you.
No, you don't. That's like just a nickname for Richard.
It's true. You're right.
Richard, go ahead.
All right. Hollow Richard.
So it's Hollow Richard. Yeah, exactly. But I like it's a cool idea. But it's not Halloween. Like, I want ghosts and goblins and ghouls and zombies, and I want to feel like the soundtrack for Nightmare Before Christmas, like rolling through my screens. And all I got was like that weird, fuzzy, opaque edge, and then some Harry Potter ripoff that I think would be fun if done like as a Clash of Clones event, but as a Halloween trick or treats, I don't. Maybe people off and on October, Christmas.
I guess Joe
got mad last year. So
I think Joe really pissed off the Scientologists because his Wi-Fi is going in and out again. You're good now, but yeah, that was a lot of in and out. But we are talking about Halloween.
Did I freeze again?
No, you're good. I think maybe.
You're kind of cutting out, but you're hanging in there.
This is brilliant, brilliant podcasting. Pat, what do you think?
Do about it.
It's funny. Generally, being the resident cranky old guy, I would really be livid about the lameness of some of the. I mean, I guess I'm mixed. It doesn't bother me as much as it seems to be bothering a lot of people. But what I will say is that the amount of elfish EA lazy ass programming behavior in this whole crafting. I mean, there's so many retreads that I get it. You want to give new players a chance to whatever, but I am absolutely unmotivated to craft at all. I do not care. I mean, the crafting stuff is there's nothing there. I want none of it. Doesn't matter. So I'm happy in that I'm blowing through in 4-hour increments. Just simply click, 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 click. I'm hitting the main stride. I don't have to think about it. So I miss, as you say, I miss something that actually feels like Halloween. Big, fat, drunk guys carrying tankards of beer are not scary to me. That's just my college youth. So
let's face it, the most Halloween thing about this event, aside from our screens being slightly darker, is the trolls walking around our town picking their noses. That's probably the most Halloween-y thing in this town. Now I can't stop saying it.
That's just my college youth memories all over again. So there's
walking around picking your nose.
It's the day after.
I guess trolls have won, friends. Says I built a bigger Great Wall of China to keep them out.
That
it just worked. Yeah,
I mean,
and I made Alyssa pay for it. So
thanks.
Yeah.
That's probably about right too. Thanks. What was it? Now you made me lose my train of thought. Thanks. So yeah, it's not. I'm in the camp of okay. This you guys, it's been well disclosed, well documented. I'm not a Harry Potter nerd. I'm not, as Joe calls them, potheads. I'm not into wizards and warlocks and goblins and all. I just, it's not my thing. I don't like World of Warcraft. I don't like Lord of the Rings. I don't like. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. I know. I'm not. I like baseball and I like hockey and I like TV shows that make me laugh. Anyway, I think that EA did some fun things with this. I think they've taken some fun twists with this. I like that they've changed the way the battles are done. You fill it up, you clear it, and then you do something different. I like that. The crafting doesn't bother me because if you read my Make TSTO Great Again post, I said crafting is stupid and pointless and they should get rid of it anyway. So I think maybe they hopefully will phase it out. So if there's nothing to craft, good. You know, you didn't want it anyway, good. Let it go. But I don't think this is Halloween. First, EA ruined my Christmas. Now they're ruining Halloween.
Here we go. Here we go.
But my favorite, I was telling the boys before, my favorite comment came in this morning from a reader, Scott, on a different post, not this post, but he said, when is the Treehouse of Horror event going to start? Maggie slaughtering sheep at Christmas was a lot spookier than this fairy tale event. And I think that probably sums up the feelings.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I mean, is this not even like the Halloween event's not even here yet? Sorry, the episode is not even out yet, is it? Is it at the
Treehouse of Horror one?
Yeah.
No.
So that's what's throwing me off because like this isn't even a Halloween themed episode that they're putting in. And I wouldn't mind it like the whole fantasy stuff if it felt more darker and like because Halloween's kind of like a dark style, right? But it just feels all cheery and happy and sunshine and rainbows, and I don't like the feel of it. The tone is just not, you know what I mean?
I do think, just looking ahead at some of the images, some of the game files, I do think it's going to take a little bit of a different twist as it goes on, and I do applaud EA for trying to do something different. But yeah, this probably could have been reserved for a summer event, a winter event. It did not have to be Halloween. I feel like they took the Surfsons episode and really stretched the idea that the season premiere had to do with like Lisa having dark magic and stretched it really far. I know this is based on other episodes, but I feel like they took that theme, they ran with it and really tried to stretch it, and it's just wrong time.
I'd like to go back to a bigger root problem, and I think that somebody who is a video blogger who basically, plays online for people to watch would really have a hard time with this update, because literally all you have to do is every 4 hours to stay on track is go in and clear 2 things. It takes like 45 seconds. There you go. Pretty short episode. So the point is that I think they've gone double deep on the mistake. It is so simple now. You don't even have a lot of neighbor actions. I don't even do the neighbor action. It takes too long to do to find 3 things that reward 1 wand. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm ahead of the game. So what they're doing is driving you to play less, and the rewards are worse, and the whole storyline is goofy. It's like a triple fail to me.
It's a Disney game now?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
So it's a Disney game now? It's goofy?
Yeah. But
the
positive part is that it's really easy. I mean, it's like easy just to stay on task. So I would defer to our video blogger. What on earth are you showing when you play the game online on your podcast?
Oh, you mean my YouTube videos? Did I put up
YouTube videos? Yeah. What would you be showing? I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, I'm glad it seems that you watched my video, so I appreciate that. But the second thing is that it's really difficult to stretch any game like The Simpsons, Tapped Out, or the other games that I play, because essentially you really have to like throw like humor in or something just to like make people watch. Because essentially, like you said, in this update, it's like 45 seconds. So what do you put in? What do you fill in order to actually get people to watch? Well, you got to do something, like I said, humor or just something to just make people grab a hold. But it's difficult. It's so easy now. And it's like you click some things and it's like, I miss the old days with the goblins, or sorry, with the ghosts, and they're all turning into the zombies, and that was so cool. I missed it, but it's cool, and I want that back. I think a lot of people just want that feel back, the tone, as I said before. So,
well, a lot of people too are really ticked off that the kids can't trick or treat. It seems like ever since they introduced the Nightmare Pile, they stopped doing trick or treating in the game, and that was fun because that was a side thing you can do. Something's quick, something easy, and it was fun. And they don't even have that anymore. So,
well, thematically, I just think that you're on to something. I think that they have said, well, this is close enough. We were going to do this anyway, and it is odd. I find it really odd that all of the best elements of past Halloweens have been purged. Purging, that would be scary. They should do that. Anyway, we're in a situation where it is so homogenized and dumbed down that it's just not, there's not anything to it. I didn't even think about it at this point. Well, and the prizes are
Sam actually has a really good point. In the comments, Sam said, quite a lot of content from this event is from WizKids, which is a THOH segment. I just think the tone is annoying some people. I think if the overall tone was darker and they played with magical darkness, Dementors, for example, haunting the town, people probably would like it more. And I kind of...
Maybe, because I think at least as much content is being pulled from the episode with Equalia and all that whole scene. I mean, I don't know. Because the unicorn isn't from that. Is the Equalia in that episode, Joe?
No, that's a
that's
different
what I thought.
episode.
It's a whole different thing. That's a different episode completely, right?
So they took elements from Equalia, from WizKids, the Studio Ghibli tribute, and the where comic book guy finally marries Kimiko, stuff from Simpsons, and a couple other things. Don't be worried where that come from's coming at some point. We'll see.
They did this with it all.
Yeah, basically, they took anything wizard related that was in any episode and they crammed it together, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Alyssa's literally, this feels like a 42-day long episode tie-in to the Simpsons.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And might I say...
Wait a minute. You know it's bad when Wookiee isn't even on board. He loves everything. And when he's not saying it's bad, he's just saying that it feels forced. And you know that that's not a good thing if he's not on board with this.
Well, let's go to a deeper root.
Wait,
Go ahead, Wook.
Fine. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. But this is really forced. Yeah, like my Kyber crystal's turning red, friends. It's sorry, too Star Wars nerdy, but I'll drink some more energy drink and shut up.
All right. Go ahead, Pat. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, I'll go even one deeper here. I guess I started out incorrectly. I thought I was going to come back and say, well, I don't mind it that much. It's not that bad. And now I'm just beating it to death. If it's based on the Simpsons, I found that episode, and maybe I'm unique, maybe I'm different. I found that episode to be one of the worst episodes I have seen from The Simpsons in decades as far as an opening.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to it, I promise. I promise.
Okay. I can't wait to talk about it. All right.
I promise. So let me take a few more reader comments because there's some good stuff coming in. Let's see. Stone 6040 says this event is not particularly Halloweenish. So he didn't use Halloweeny, he used Halloweenish.
There you go.
But I suppose it sort of is. I do miss the kids trick-or-treating. If Nightmare Pal worked like Zombie Sandwich, it would really help make this feel like Halloween. When I first bought it, I thought it would. Disappointed then, disappointed now. Please change that, EA. And then, let's see, Curious Mark says, the crafting sucks. If you're a longtime player, you own most of the crafting items. Visiting neighbors' towns is the same old grind. Trying to find 3 monsters in large towns is not fun. It's time-consuming. I do like the mystery box. There's some great deals in there.
So don't do it. Don't do it.
Melody says, I miss the dark rivers and water. It just gave Springfield a spookier feel during Halloween. Perhaps in another act, one can always hope. Let's see. Canid88 says, I really wanted to see the kids trick-or-treating this year. EA disappointed again. I had the same thought as Stone 6040. I also wish the Nightmare Pal worked like the Zombie Sandwich. I would love that. Not a true Halloween feel this year. It feels like an event, but just not a Halloween event. Not sure if this is a plus or a minus, but the event has the feel like I'm playing, but also taking a break. When you log in every 4 hours, you barely have to do much of anything. I truly wish that buildings we got in past holiday events would get used every year, like the Halloween headquarters building, for example. Seasonal jobs at those kind of buildings don't necessarily earn the event currency as long as non-essential characters get to animate the building again. Let's see, anything else? Ariel Lynn says, I love Halloween events, period. However, some of the stuff EA's offering is stuff I already, and I'm sure others, have in the game. I already have Werewolf Flanders, the Bell Tower, Flying Bats, Covered Bridge, Dark Carriage, Hanging Streetlights, Vampire Caskets. Wow, when you put it in a list like this, it's a lot of stuff. Why are all these items on our crafting goals? Did people complain to EA that they didn't get enough during the last Halloween event, or were they just unwilling or unable to make up new stuff?
Yes.
And let's see. Sam also adds, I think it's no surprise that I'm enjoying this event because I find it cool and an idea that I once had in my game. I'm not a massive Halloween fan, so I don't mind that it feels Halloween-y because upcoming content looks great. Looking forward to designing my Hogwarts area. Love capturing the beast element and respect EA for trying something new, especially with so little classic content left. So little classic content left.
Sam, you had us right there to the end.
Woo!
Sorry, Sam. Right to the end. And then boom, done.
And one more from you don't. Why do you need to know?
That's funny.
Is this EA's way of kindly easing us addicts off the game before they end it? A way of being nice to the addicts instead of making everyone cold turkey? I am joking a bit, but not really. Is this the beginning of the end?
Nah.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. It's the same. It's the same thing that everybody says every single time there's a bad update.
Every event.
Yeah.
Is this the beginning if something's too easy? Is this the beginning of the end if something's too hard? Is this the beginning of the end if something sucks? Is this the beginning? Guys, I've been hearing that for 4 years.
It is. Why do you need to know? It's the end of the beginning.
Yeah, there you go.
But let's jump back to what Sam said about content. There's 30 years. Well, not almost 30 years of Treehouse of Horror episodes. And Joe, I say that word funny, just like you. Episodes what that word? Horror.
Oh yeah,
horror.
Don't forget, this is a podcast. You have to enunciate.
Well, here's a side note. Listen to Wookiees. Listen to Wookiees Laugh It Up Fuzzball podcast episode. I don't remember what the level update, what it is, Joe, but it's the one that's called We All Float. It's very funny, and Joe likes to enunciate horror. And it sounds really funny. So,
because I just don't want people to be like, he likes horror movies. Like what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so
horror movies about Scientology. Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah, it's called Pretty Woman.
Leah Remini.
I just cracked myself up.
There is a lot of stuff they could have done to be more They're not running out of I mean, the show is still on the air, for cripe's sake.
No.
They're not running out of ideas. They're not running out of things that they can bring into this game. First of all, Sarah Wiggum still is not in this freaking game. Like, come on. They're not running out of ideas. Or I'm sorry, not that they're not running out of ideas. They're not running out of a place to gather ideas from. They're just coming up with really bad ideas.
No, I mean, look, let's go real simple here. Instead of enchanting and releasing these big fat ogres, go itchy and scratchy on them when you get to the end. Let them get cut up into little fat little chunks of meat running around town. I don't know, whatever. There's nothing to it. It's like, why am I doing all this trouble?
They got to do itchy and scratchy, like an itchy and scratchy horror themed event or horror themed event. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, the itchy and scratchy cartoons are always the most jolting aspects of a TV broadcast. They're always like, the kids are laughing at this. Oh my God. I mean, it'd be hilarious.
Sam adds, because we like to give people a chance to rebuttal when we, say that they're wrong. Says, I do think that there is little classic Treehouse of Horror content left. There are so many segments, but there is a reason that some are segments that people don't like, and that's because they don't feel scary. So pulling through those segments would spark the same non-Halloweeny tones. What other Treehouse of Horror content could you think of? My favorite episode. What's the name of that segment, Joe? The one with the games come to life. I can never remember the name of it. But my favorite Treehouse of Horror segment where the games come to life. The episode with the Cat in the Hat. Was it the Fat and the something?
There you go.
I mean, that's just two right off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, I understand, Sam. We love you. We think you're great. And we truly appreciate your enthusiasm for the game. But no, there is way more content than going to Harry Potter.
I mean, literally, Sam, you could do an entire thing about Nightmare Cafeteria where the teachers are trying to eat the kids and you have sloppy Jimbos. You could do a Dexter sort of thing with the dial, Ned Flanders as a serial killer. There's so many different ideas. The Transmorphers come from a Halloween episode, and they did, at least the plane came in the airport event. Could go through, I know you could, Sam, every segment and find something cool that could be done from it. And yeah, maybe they could exhaust another percentage of what there is, but lots. But
let's just put it this way. Go ahead.
Very good. Well, I'm just saying it feels like corporate said, hey, you need to do an episode tie-in for the first episode. And then the EA guys were like, we could do wizards and Angelica Button. And then they got real excited and came up with this stuff. And we're like, here's the event. And then someone was like, and they're like, what do you mean and? That's it. It's 4 episodes.
I was just going to say, we were just at Universal Studios, and there's a reason there's a big wall between Simpsons and Harry Potter, because they do not really exist together well. I don't think. So, sorry. I think they're stretching. I think they're reaching.
Well,
you know what I think? I think that, the show obviously is still going on, but it makes me wonder if they're trying to hold on to the stuff from the past until the show actually ends. So they actually have something after the show actually ends. Because obviously it's easier to make an episode or something when the show is still on as opposed to when it's off the air. So
it's an interesting take. I don't know.
Or maybe I'm just reaching. I don't know.
Well, if you look at the history of season 29, even though it's just started the past, what episode they were going to air when, they actually changed the season premiere. It was going to be the episode, I think, that's on this week. Originally it was going to be the season premiere, and then they switched it to the Surfsons. So I almost wonder if it was kind of a workaround between EA saying, hey, this is good, we can use this to lead into Halloween. Because listen, everybody was excited last week. Everybody. Or the week before, I should say. Everybody was excited before Halloween hit. Everybody was like, oh, we got this magic monorail. What's going to happen? Da, da, da. And it was great. It was a nice tie-in, and I applaud EA for doing that, because they did that in 2013 where they gave everyone a little teaser saying, we have to do this, we have to do that, and then we're going to go to Halloween. Everybody got really excited, and they've done that a couple times in the past with other things. So it's nice when you have a little tie-in before to go there, but I still think that this was not a good choice for Halloween. I mean, I'm not, it's not a terrible event. It's nice that it's easy. It's nice they did some new things. They did some different things, but I don't know. It's not Halloween, but I'm still bitter about Christmas, and I'm still bitter the Yankees lost last night. So maybe I'm just in a bad mood.
Don't get me started on the Ducks. Sorry. We lost to like 4 of our key players last week, and we have to play Washington State today. Not happy. So, anyway.
So well, let's talk about something a little same but different. I mean, does this event appeal to potheads and potheads alike, non-potheads alike? Did I say that right? Does this event appeal to people who like Harry Potter or people who don't like Harry Potter? I mean,
I think we should probably say Potterheads.
I like potheads better. It's fun.
I know you do, but it's, you know, I live in a legal state. People will start coming in from outside. Did you say pothead? So,
I mean, but seriously, does it appeal to both? Because, you know, a lot of times stuff gets lost. I mean, listen, I make no, you know, excuses, or I don't hide anything. You guys know I'm not a geeky, nerdy. This stuff is not my thing. Not that just all this stuff, Star Wars, Doctor Who, like all that stuff. I can't even name half the stuff that I just had. Comic, like none of that stuff really interests me. But I still enjoy this event because I'm like, all right, they did this, they did that, they did, you know, it's a couple cool things. But there are people out there that are like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. So does it appeal to both? That's the question.
I think it's hard to ignore the lexicon of Harry Potter. I mean, it's huge and continues to be a gigantic industry. As we saw at Universal Studios, it's an amazing franchise, and they do some amazing stuff around the whole theme. I just think what they did is completely underwhelming and confusing. I mean, they've thrown too many, you know, ingredients into the giant pot. If they're going to do Potter stuff, stay within the realm, and it just feels like it's bouncing all over the place. It doesn't feel true to any of it at this point right now. So
yeah, well, I guess the big thing is like when you look at the whole thing with fantasy and wizards, does that classify as Halloween? Can you group that in that category? What do you think?
It's about as close as you're going to get anywhere.
It's a stretch.
I think that's why a lot of people are having such a you know, when they look at it, it's like, well, some people think wizards and stuff is maybe Halloween. You know, they dressed up as Harry Potter, maybe when they were younger. Other people like myself, I don't think that's Halloween at all. And I think that's what's really throwing me off anyway.
Well, I mean, Witch Marge is in the game, but Witch Marge is creepy. She's creepy. She's got a green face. She does dark magic. I mean, she's creepy.
But so she's a witch.
Yeah, but let's go to that extra step, because again, what I'm trying to go to, and I think you're all saying, and maybe missing the point, is that all of this old stuff they brought in was Halloween. It was really Halloween-y, but there's nothing to do with it. The werewolf, the witch, all the things they're bringing back that you can buy are traditional Halloween things, has nothing to do with this update at all. Zero. You just get it. You just get it. That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it emphasizes how off track this thing is. Make it tie in. Make it do something. There's no value to have it, except just to have it.
I mean, I think, like, case in point, something Pat said, if you go to Universal, they have Harry Potter, they have Simpsons. If you go during Halloween for Halloween Horror Nights, I don't think you're making a right to the Hogwarts Express to go enjoy butterbeer. You're there for scary mazes and to, like, hopefully have a girl and, you know, have a good time. And
for the record, that's not why I go to Halloween stuff.
But for everybody who spends time there,
that horror. So you don't want to have a girl that's never mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
I don't know. No, I just like if I was at Halloween Horror Nights and I saw a bunch of people dressed up like muggles, like running around with their wands while everybody else is enjoying mazes. I'm a big geek. I have a geek podcast, but even I would be like, nerds.
Well, Renee says, I am a Potterhead. I love this event, but I agree. It could have been a non-Halloween-ish episode very easily. I relate to it as Halloween, but I am dressing up as a full-blown Hufflepuff for Halloween. So, and what the hell is Angelica Button? So I
There
guess
you go.
they're a Potterhead, not a Simpsons fan, maybe. But
I think she's stating clearly that even the Potterheads aren't totally down with this transmorphication, whatever you want to call it.
well,
that would
I
be
mean,
robots in disguise.
some
Yeah.
people like. I mean, I wrote that post the week before, a couple days before Halloween hit, or a week before, whatever it was. And some people were saying, well, EA didn't listen to you. Well, for the record, I didn't expect EA to do anything with this event because it was so close to when Halloween launched. I'm hoping that they're going to, because they read everything and hopefully they watch this, please. I'm hoping that they make some changes for Christmas, because this is now I consider holiday events big events. Like, those are your staple events. You have them every year. Everybody's looking forward to them because people know they're coming. They've screwed up 2 in a row now. I mean, I know there's people who are going to be like, they didn't screw up. I know that you're out there. You're going to tell me that Christmas last year was awesome. And there's people out there that are going to tell me this Halloween is awesome. But let's face it, they effed both of them up.
Wow.
I mean, listen, I'm still in a really bad mood about last night, but they really screwed up 2 in a row. So,
It's almost like blowing a 5-run lead, isn't it?
It's easy. It's easy to blow a lead when you have an incompetent manager. So I think a big thing too is that I set the tone off wrong with this event was all the bugs that started with this event. I mean, the event launched and it didn't work. You know, I mean, it's been over a year since EA had issues with games, and it looks like this is amateur hour all of a sudden. I mean, look at all the bugs that have been going on.
Yeah, it is funny though. Those of us that have played since day one, I remember clearly during the first Halloween event that everybody raves as being the best one ever, blah, blah, blah. There was literally 3 and 4 day times that you could not log in, that the servers were down for 3 and 4 days at a pop. And we were all like, oh, that's the way the game works. Okay, fine. You know, and now we are kind of spoiled, but this whole thing of so many bugs released at the release, obviously untested with any kind of server load or any kind of anything that made sense, and then clear mistakes in the programming where they are missing huge chunks of what it's supposed to do. It's like, why are we doing this? Why are we beta testing for you right now? It's silly. I mean, that's just hack. That's unprofessional.
Joffy said,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What's funny about it is that you talk about all these bugs and stuff, but then it goes back to the whole thing where it's like you log in for 2 seconds. So it's like, it's funny how there's all these bugs when overall the whole plan of it is like, you tap 2 things. How do you get that many bugs from something so simple?
Because you couldn't even get to that part. That's the thing. You're exactly right.
Exactly,
That's how bad it was screwed up, is they couldn't even get you to the part where you're just logging in for 2 seconds. It was, oh, there's a roadblock here, an entire missing chunk of code. Oh, that's a problem.
So Joffy adds, if EA could get the launch of an event right, it would help. However, it was hilarious watching the comments come in and people losing their minds on this site. P.S. I still haven't received the donuts from the Magic Scratcher. So
yeah, I didn't do the Magic Scratcher, thank God.
But yeah, I mean, we have cars, trains, planes, and automobiles.
My apartment faces a major street.
Just
say.
So I don't know. The bugs. The Magic Scratcher not working right. All right, I get it, but the roadblock with the quest line was inexcusable. That was an inexcusable error because they forgot to give everyone the skins, and that was awful to do that.
It's the basis of the whole update. How do you miss that?
Yeah.
How do you miss that part?
Yeah. Oh wow!
You do 5-6 second things and you're done.
Go ahead, Joe.
So I started playing a day late, full disclosure, and everything worked fine. So maybe it's just when the new event comes out, take a breath, go to Addicts and see if it's going crazy, and then download.
Let me ask you a question to the point of how easy this one is. So you started a day late. Are you on track?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Again,
The prize, no, but I'm really happy about the prize levels, like what you have to earn, and I'm happy that it's only double tapping. Like, theme aside, I actually am pleased with the mechanics, and I've already come to the point like I don't care about crafting. It feels like the crafting currency is hard to earn, but I don't care. And thank you, EA, for making me not care. Like you broke my give a damn, and thanks. So, yeah, like. And I'll look forward to
there's medical help for that. Doc, my give a damn is broken. Oh, here.
My wish hand is. Yeah. Well,
Here we go.
You know, I was like, I had candy corn in my nose and I had a sucker in my ear, and I said, I don't feel well. And he's like, you're not eating right.
Oh man.
That was random and awesome.
I wish we still had our sound effects, because that would be the perfect time for the.
Yeah. Well, welcome to our types of podcasts, right there, Casey. There you go. Random and awesome. There we go.
I'll be
Sorry,
honest. I have
Casey.
watched some of your broadcasts, so I'm not completely out of the loop here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a professional bunch, let me tell you.
I literally, Melissa, when you were like, I miss you and Pat, I miss the boys, and then the second the intro went off the rails, I was like, she's like missing Safi so much right now.
No, I like when you two are here, because it brings out my cheesiness a little bit more. I also like when Safi's here too, and Kyle. I'm grateful. I like when everybody's here. I just like this show. It's fun to do. That's my corporate answer. But all right, let's end this segment on a high note before we jump into talking about something else. Joe, you kind of started it off by, you said thank you, EA, for breaking your give a damn. You know, there's some cool things with this event. Yeah, the theme is a little off. Yeah, the crafting sucks. Yeah, the bugs sucked. But you know, they did some cool things, and I talked about at the top of the show. The beast battles, captures, release, enchanting. That's fun. That's a fun element. They changed it up. They made something the same but different, which is nice. It's really easy to get the prizes. Some of the prizes are actually really fun. I'm running out of good things to say, so how about somebody else says something?
I was just going to disagree with the beast catching and enchanting thing. For me, I'm a results-oriented person. The question is why? I'm going through that much brain damage, up to 60 sessions to release this thing so it will earn 100 wands by itself. That's the magic. That's it. It's like, no, I want to cut this thing into ribbons and sell parts of it to children for lunch or something.
Dear God.
Wow.
I wish I had the potato head parts by me.
The horror.
Now that would be Halloween. Now that would be
right.
Halloween.
I was thinking of Dora the Lunch Lady. We just go one step further. She's not selling horse meat. She's selling whatever that thing's meat is.
Jimbo.
Whatever.
Sloppy Jimbos.
Yeah. There we go.
You know, but
We know how you boys like them sloppy.
So, all right, back on the rails. No, the thing with the beast is it's with Homerpalooza, people were complaining because they had too many characters and they couldn't send all the characters on stage. The beast thing I like because you can still enchant the beast, have them earn currency while having your characters do other things with other beasts. So you can use all your characters to get Carnimon, and then that's done, and you can have him earn currency on his own. You can send everybody to get Lude. You know, there's different things you can do, and it's nice for people who are not as obsessed with the game. I guess like people who are just a casual tapper that, you know, oh, this is interesting, this is fun, this is different. And they tried something different.
Well, to that point, the best part as far as I'm concerned, like I said in the math post, you can do it all completely freemium. I have no premium characters, no premium beasts, no premium anything, and I'm 2 days ahead of the calendar right now. It's that easy. You can do it with the 3 premium people and do whatever you want to do with them, and then it works. But yeah, what I like is it keeps everybody free to earn monorail free bonus.
So I mean, I don't know. There are some good elements, I guess.
Yeah, monorail boneheads. There we go.
And then, yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that because if I start talking about it, it'll get fixed and then I'll get yelled at. So
I like
I don't
the
think-
beasts. Like it's fun. It gives people that do that sort of gaming like a little nod, like where they have the mana that you deplete and you build up. It's really a geek centric thing for that sort of gaming.
yes.
It's a nice little addition. And I like having giant monsters running around my town. Like that's the most Hollow Richard thing of the entire event. So
There you go.
Yeah,
So
like I'm absolutely fine with wizards and stuff. I just, again, it goes back to what I said earlier on in this whole thing, where I don't classify wizards as Halloween. If you made it Halloween-y, I can live with everything that's going on, but it just doesn't feel like Halloween. When I log in, I'm like, is this an episode tie-in as we talked about, or is it Halloween? Everybody's going towards the episode tie-in. So make it more Halloween-y, make it more darker, make it cool, add in a freaking pumpkin for goodness sakes, and I'm good.
best line
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
tell
ironically,
'em.
all my pumpkin patches are now over in the farm section that I built after the episode tie-in. So I have loads of pumpkins growing over by my corn.
So
Ooh, spooky.
well, let's segue from one bad topic to another. The season 29 episode premiere. That episode was rough. The Simpsons, for those who, I know the UK, you guys haven't seen it yet. It was rough, but again, as I've said, this will be the third time now on just this show. I'm not a nerd. I'm not a geek. I don't like wizards. I don't like war. It's just not my thing. But even my husband looked at me at one point and said, "This is really stupid." Like, so that episode was rough.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I mean-
Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, when you say stupid, are we talking like Family Guy stupid or Simpsons stupid? Because Simpsons stupid is different than Simpsons stupid in the past, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah.
So
He likes Family Guy, so I don't think he thinks any of that's stupid. But he just looked at me and said, "This is really dumb." He's like, "This is bad. This is," and he watches them with me. And normally, he's not a big Simpsons fan, but I mean, he looked at me and said, "This is really dumb." So,
well, I rewatched it last night because I wanted to kind of see, because sometimes, a lot of times with shows and stuff, you watch it the first time like, oh, okay, then you watch it the second time and maybe it was better, or you picked up on things or whatever. I actually thought it was worse the second time that I watched it. It just wasn't very good. The only thing I liked about it in the show was I like when they add little details, like in the background, like like on a store or something. That's what I like about the show nowadays, is they add little cool things in the background, and that's not really saying a lot. But
Yeah, soon to be a premium item. That's the thing that's hilarious. It's like, where did that come from? I don't know. It flashed by on the screen. Now, for me, it wasn't. It wasn't just disjointed. It wasn't trying to pull every cliche of that genre together, but the whole thing of it just missed on so many points. And then they seem to like go to the cheap thing of saying, "Oh, this isn't working. Let's get violent." Just random violence. It was like, this is weird. This is just so anti-Simpsons. It didn't make sense to me at all. It just made no sense to me at all. So, Game of Thrones, no. Clash of whatever, no. Harry Potter, no. It wasn't really anything. It was this weird amalgamation, just like this update, of stuff that didn't make sense. It was just bad. I
think they just kind of crammed in everything fantasy. So like you said, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and it's just like, I thought it was creative and a lot of stuff that we saw, but it was awful.
Well, the weird the only Game of Thrones
awful
references were creepy. I mean, that was the thing. I mean, they had a Game of Thrones type theme. They had an opening, blah 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 blah. They made the reference to a sister. I mean, it was just creepy. It was just yucky. I didn't like it.
Can you do that again, Pat? That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think that was actually more scarier than what we've gotten in this event.
Yes, I agree.
And our resident walking carpet says,
I don't dislike it as much as you. What I will say is, so I watched it late. I watched it last night before I went to bed, which was actually in the morning. But anyways, I was like, oh, it's an interesting couch gag, and the couch gag is still going, and the couch gag is wait, is this not a couch gag? This is the episode. Oh, okay. And like Casey said, the signs in the background are hilarious, and they're throughout the whole episode. Not enough. It was literally, they're like, Game of Thrones is the thing. Let's do our Simpsons Game of Thrones episode. And it had dragons and White Walkers, but the twin brother thing, no. And
hey, but that dude was voiced by Jamie Lannister. I don't know if you know that.
Oh no, I didn't.
No, I know it was. I mean, they actually. That's my point. They went that far to make it seem right, and it was just so wrong. They should have stayed transfixed. We're going to do a Game of Thrones episode. We're going to stay right in the vibe, and instead they threw all this kind of semi-Potter crap and blah 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 blah. It never stayed consistent.
Aslan made me laugh my face off.
But again, it was like you have to be that reference was hilarious, and at the same point, so like what? Why are we doing this? You know,
it's those little moments of The Simpsons where they get like literary with some C.S. Lewis and like a Christianity joke, and then really I liked the episode the best at the end when it got violent, when I felt like it finally got Game of Thrones.
Well, again, but the point is, as you said, why aren't the Christians completely up in arms because they had the Aslan thing in there? No one even caught it. It was so randomly just dropped in. It was like, whoa, that's going to get people going. No.
I rewound my thing, and I was like, they make Aslan look like a Scientologist or like.
Oh boy, we're gonna hear about this one now. Good job.
Oh no, wait, they don't do the door-to-door thing. So one of those other door-to-door religion proselytizer guys. But and was pretty cool. And so here's my thing. As a history nerd who's covering like medieval history stuff right now, the feudalism jokes are honestly some of the funniest jokes in the entire episode. But if you don't get it, it completely flies over your head. So I was laughing because I was looking at it like they're making fun of feudalism. And then Little Goblin Millhouse might be my new like my new spirit animal.
To your point, you're exactly right. But again, there were so many different elements thrown in. And Game of Thrones doesn't make fun of feudalism. In fact, feudalism is intrinsic into the storyline. It's the rise up of these people that end up being whatever, blah blah blah. You know, the bastard child ends up being the king, blah blah blah. You know, this stuff was it was so amalgamated. You got 22 minutes to make sense of something. Just stay on course, for gosh sake.
Yeah.
You know,
and like them talking about where you go when you die. Those jokes were actually really funny too.
Those were hilarious. No, those are hilarious.
Like Goblin Heaven, where you count Jesus's money. Like it's worth going back and like just focusing on what is being said. There's some really funny content in the episode, but yes, it was sort of a meh episode. But
I mean, to your point, it could have been 3 separate good episodes instead of one goulash where all of the elements are lukewarm. Boy, that was a good one.
I mean, fairness, as long as the episode is not season 27, episode 1, Every Man's Dream, gonna be okay with
Joe really, really, really hates Candace. Like really, like that is the bane of his existence. He really hates Candace in that episode.
That episode is
really hates it. Like really hates it.
Really
like that. Like if he could kill off one Simpsons character, that's the one he'd kill off.
Yeah.
So
Actually, with the Simpsons episode, I didn't know what it was going to be about ahead of time. So when I'm watching it, you know how they always break it up into 3 little stories. I'm like, where the hell's the next story coming from? It's just one episode. I'm like, what is this? I just didn't understand it, and that's what really bummed me out as well. It's like I want those 3 separate stories.
Well, let me ask. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's all I was going to say.
Okay, let me pose this question to the 3 of you. Would this episode have been better, similar to this event? Would this episode have been better if it was not the season premiere?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Make 2 episodes out of it.
Well,
1, whatever, and whatever. I think it was too much in too little time. It just didn't make sense.
Kyle,
it was one-liners.
What's your take?
I'm gonna go with no as well.
Okay. So because I think it would have been better if it wasn't the season premiere. And the reason why is because when it's a season premiere, your hopes are really high for any show. A season premiere of the show, it's like your hopes are really high for that season. And I just felt like this was a letdown. If this was the next episode or an episode in January, I'd be like, all right, you know, it's the Simpsons, that's what they do. But for a non-canon episode to be the season premiere was just weird to me.
Yeah,
well, it also makes you nervous about the rest of the season. That's what I felt was like, oh no.
No,
if this is the best
27 started with every man's dream, and there were plenty of good episodes in that season. Like that season started with my least favorite episode of my entire was fun.
So
okay.
Sam adds, I really enjoyed the episode, found it very funny, but it was really random and quite stupid. No explanation behind it at all annoyed me. Definitely wasn't as bad as Every Man Dreams premiere episode, though. So,
yay!
What I like about Sam, I really loved it, but I really hated it for all these reasons.
So, I mean, I think we can all say we hope episode 2, which airs tomorrow, is better. It's a little bit more of a canon episode that's a little more fun and it's better. And I think that's where we can all, and then so our next episode, we can all be like, oh, that episode 2 was great. I forgot all about episode 1. I hope.
Yeah, 2 times 0 is still 0. So sorry. Wow.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Maybe
I know.
Maybe you really did find your crank and I wouldn't stand outside in the winter on the sidewalk barefoot. Okay.
Yeah. No, I hated the episode way worse than I hate the update. Let's put it that way. So, whatever.
Well,
all right. Well, let's go ahead, Joe.
The motor that powers Pat's Blissnitty engine is cranked. So
yeah,
every once in a while he has to crank it up just to get back.
I do. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Got to get the oil can back. So, all right. Let's. We're running late now, so let's jump to the. Not that we're running late, but let's jump to the poll results. Initial gut reaction on Magical Halloween. It looks like the vast majority of you were like, "This is great," but it's not Halloween. So I love this theme, but this isn't Halloween. Totally could have been done at a different time. 40% of you, or almost 40% of you, said that. Man, whatever. At this point, I'm on cruise control. 28% of you said that, and then love it. The more Harry Potter, the better. About 23% of you said that. So. The nice thing is only 9.5% of people said that they didn't like it at all and it was stupid and they hated it. So that's a victory, I would say, because I've gotten way worse poll results on other events. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those 9% were the most vocal posters on the site. So, yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing about polls. Yeah, I think it's lukewarm. I mean, everybody that said they truly loved it would be representational of how many people were at Universal Studios, you know, wall to wall in Harry Potter and the rest of the facility. So yeah.
So all right, let's wrap up with a couple of reader comments, questions. Jane says, "I'm not into Harry Potter, but I don't hate it. I voted meh. I would have loved more of the trick or treat Halloween event. It's really sweet. The beasts give out extra prizes once they are enchanted. Hoping acts 2 and 3 are a little more interesting. And friend tasks where you can help your friends come into play. Like Patrick said in his post, right now, friend tasks are a no, not necessary. Since they're time consuming and don't help my friends, I've mostly skipped them unless they've been part of the daily challenge." Let's see.
At which point you'll have to do 3, and they take you to the alternate Springfield. You have to talk to your friends.
So Data Plays said this Halloween is like a Clash of Clones event. Very similar. And a couple people have commented why those costumes don't help with this event. Wizard Marge or Goblin Bart. And let's see.
Because it's a donut grab. That's why. Sorry. Boy, I am cranked up.
You are.
I picked a perfect time to debut, didn't I?
Yeah. Rough start to the day. My goodness. Let's see. Data Plays also said they should have had a magic skin for Mrs. Krabappel and the Headless Horseman skin for Krusty and the Tooth People. And Renee is after my own heart because they said Christmas last year sucked. I hope they get this Christmas right. Yes, EA, if you screw up Christmas, I'm done. Our friendship's over. I'm done. And let's see. Jake Carguth says, Pat is right. The bugs kind of gave me a nostalgia feel for how bad it used to be. Like part of me liked it. Made me smile.
I mean,
I just remember how excited we were when they fixed something after 2 days. Oh, we get to play again for another 3 days, and then it broke again. It's hilarious.
Wasn't there a bug?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, wasn't there a bug? I don't know if it was this past Christmas or not, where it bugged out on Christmas Day, and they actually fixed it.
It was either 2 years ago or 3 years ago. 24. I think it was 2014. The Christmas Day one.
I think they actually fixed it on Christmas Day, which is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I know that's completely random, but if you were talking about bugs and stuff, I'm like, hey, man, if they can come in on Christmas.
Yeah.
They're not. EA is not the devil. I mean, they're not horrible people. I know everybody likes to attack big gaming companies, but let's face it, this game is way better than Family Guy.
I was just gonna say EA is better than Tiny Co, and that's crazy.
I'm corporately obligated not to say that name, but EA.
I have signed nothing. I can say that.
This game is way better than Family. I'm not going to say that this game is better than Futurama because the jury's still out on Futurama and it's still new, so it's fun. But this game is way better than Family Guy, just like the show. Happy Tapper adds, actually watching this episode has changed my opinion on this event. I'm glad we can change your mind, Sam. I'm enjoying the content, but definitely agree it's not dark and I like to be scared. Sorry if I came across as annoying. I see everyone's point. Sam, you weren't annoying. You don't have to
relax, Sam. You're not annoying. You're simply perpetually happy. You're in the right place.
There you go.
Sam, you're a good dude. Don't change. Be you.
No. In fact, if we had a crown, you could be the king of Ninnyville. You'd be it.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness gracious. Sam,
there's nothing wrong with being a Bliss Ninny. I've been vaccinated. I get it.
I didn't know that we had a capital, Ninnyville.
This is our town jester too. I mean, that's
there you go. Yeah,
in Ninnyville, every October, it's Hollow Richard.
Yeah, that's right. No, Ninnyville is on I-5, right between Springfield and Eugene.
Oh man.
Which is why Homer hates Eugene.
Sam also adds, now I really want a cafeteria event. Can definitely see a few ideas that EA could have done, like this event, but not as a Halloween event. Would have been better as a separate mini event. I don't think a mini event would have been necessary, but.
Sam, I'm still waiting for killer dolphins like taking over the street.
Snorky?
I have been, yeah. We got Snorky, but it wasn't enough. We needed an entire yeah.
So
the dolphins event.
Eat the beasts. Eat the
and
beasts.
Then, why do you need to know says, I see Kyle's point. Hope they are saving stuff for the future. So that goes back to your point about content. And then also feels my pain. Hated that my Sox lost yesterday too, making me miss the days of the good old Sox Tank American League Championship Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't get into the Red Sox, but I hate the Cleveland Indians right now more. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
I was just saying there's actually one more positive in there. Charles said his positivity is he likes the mystery boxes.
Yeah,
I don't get any of those because I have everything, but
The mystery boxes, I like that they're bringing those in. They're a fun way for people to get stuff, premium stuff that they might have missed. I do not like when they put premium boxes that have free stuff in there.
So I have a question for Kyle, because you're like a super player. I mean, people follow you. So are you? Two questions. Do you do the mystery boxes, and do you do Quickie Mart farming?
I don't do the mystery box farming, mainly because I have most of the stuff already. But I do like the price. I think usually it's about 65 donuts. That's reasonable. So if you want to wait, which I tend to normally do with some stuff, it's a good deal. As far as the farming with the chem farming or whatever, I haven't done it, but I do the brown house farming way back in the day before they changed it. Right. But I haven't done the chem farming. I should. Everybody keeps actually bugging me, like YouTube comments and stuff. You got to do it.
I don't do it either. Do you do the monorail cycle to earn donuts?
I try to, but I get bored easy. But they did the change, right, with the monorail. Didn't they just do the change?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Is it just like over and over and over? Oh, that's cool.
Great.
Okay, well, maybe I'll do
70 donuts this week.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And now EA will patch it.
And I have I don't know. I'm absolutely not sure that it's a mistake. It may very well be something they've done. It feels the message feels right to me, but maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. I'm taking them while I get them.
I don't know. I mean, it may actually be permanent, because it does seem like as we've gone on, they've added more ways to earn donuts. Because the game's been out for what, 5 years almost now, or around 5 years. So maybe they're just making it easier for people, because they know that, you know, it's not like in the past where you got a donut from visiting a neighbor. You're like, holy crap, I got a free donut. Well, it's changed.
No, I think the other reason is more monorail related. They introduced 2 stations, and those that were just starting out need more track. So this is a way to get more track faster, you know, while earning donuts. So, I mean, if you really want to do a good monorail, you got to have like 600-700 pieces of track. So keep it going. You know, I'm fine with that. I hope it's permanent. I think it's great.
So one more thing before we wrap up. Actually, Uminiki, I can't even say this. UMINIKKE8 says, going with getting to the root theme is the value of the game to EA is declining, meaning less revenue for them. That seems like to be the consensus. It would then make sense that they devote less resources to the game than they could be leading to the decline in new content, interesting themes, and gameplay. Sorry, that was kind of jumbled the way I read that, but I don't think that. I think that they're losing money, but I don't think that they're losing money, if that makes sense. I think that they're still doing just fine with the money.
They're not losing money at all. They're still making money. They're just reducing some resources. But just to solve the other question there, Uminiki is actually pronounced Smith. All the letters are just silent. So.
Huh?
You spelled that name, U-M-I-N-K. I said all the letters are silent. It's actually pronounced Smith.
Oh.
So, sorry.
All right. And final thought from Safi, who popped in. Safi says, wow, I am off today, guys. Greetings from Disney World Orlando. I'm at a conference this weekend, so can't watch live, but just wanted to say hi, and I'm enjoying the ease of this event. I unlocked the second to last prize last night. I'm going to Disney World tonight and Universal Studios tomorrow. Back to moderating comments regularly on Monday. Safi, I'm very jealous right now. So have a Duff beer for all of us, since we can't. Well, Joe can. He's not that far. So does anyone else have anything that they would like to plug, wrap up, say? I'm sure Kyle does, if you want to.
I mean, this is your show. Obviously, I'm not here to plug anything that I'm obviously do, but
plug. Yeah, do it, man. Plug.
You want me to plug? Okay.
Yes.
Well, for people who don't know, even you guys that are watching, I do have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/KCLovesGaming. Obviously, do a ton of tapped out stuff and the other, particular games. I will not mention the company that you mentioned before in the
beginning.
You can.
I was kidding, but you.
No, I know. And for the record, yes, I don't think those games are as good as Tapped Out. I'm going on record as saying it. But yeah, follow me on there, and also have Twitter as well. KCLovesGaming as well. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. There's my plug.
Casey does videos also for Futurama, which I will allow to be said. So
I didn't want to say anything until you said something, but yes, I do Futurama as well. And actually, I'm really enjoying that game a lot. It does feel very Futurama, but when are they going to Futurama?
Not to be confused with Leah Remini.
It's like Halloweeny, Futurama.
It's Future Richard, okay?
Yeah, so that game's pretty good as well. But I mean, I do want to say thank you so much for having me on. I mean, I don't think I can replace, was it Safi? Was that his name?
Yeah.
I don't think I can replace him, but I hope I did a good job.
No, we'd love to have you back again.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
Yeah, man.
Look.
Well, yeah, nice to finally put a face to KC, because you've been around as long as us, like forever. I remembered back in the Adipose days, you would pop in and people would lose their minds.
Yeah.
KC. So yeah, in the world of this Simpsons thing, much respect to
Adipose.
you.
I haven't talked to that guy in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither have I. Yeah, I went on a show and then it was over, so I blame myself.
Me too.
Yeah. But, you know, me, Laugh It Up Fuzzball is my podcast. And then, of course, Alyssa's probably going to mention it, but this is a podcast too. You can subscribe to the Addicts Live channel and get these right on your phone, where you could listen to our antics in your car while you drive on a highway, but drive safe and don't
drive off.
Yeah. And Safi wanted me to say Scientology again. I have no idea why. And yeah, fun times. There'll be another episode of The Simpsons. And I guess, Alyssa, I don't know if she mentioned it, but I'm going to be recording my episode recaps of The Simpsons episodes, just so we can get them out to you, because I don't have time to write them.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And Patrick.
Gosh, I'm just happy to be included.
I always save you for last. I always save you for last because you're like the anchor at the end. You know, you're like.
I think we've said it all. This episode, I'm happy to always be part of a team that finds some way to make something bad good and happy. And you know, I think that the community is what it's all about. I keep coming back to this thing of how often I'm amazed at how helpful our community is on making our job easier, because I don't know the answer half the time. So I'm happy to be part of this community. It's all great fun.
All right, guys. So as Wook mentioned, Addicts Live is now a podcast, as we had a post up earlier this week. So you guys can subscribe to Addicts Live on YouTube, not YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube, but you can subscribe on iTunes and Google Play. We're available in both. So those of you who don't have time to watch this hour and 12 minutes sitting at your computer or on your phone, you can listen to us while you're driving, which is great. Or as somebody mentioned, they can listen while they shower. So here's your pleasant thought for while you're showering. Maybe we should all sing a song.
Wash your back more. You missed a spot.
Don't forget to clean behind your ears. It's very important.
A Halloweeny joke there, and I just left it going.
So, on that note, thank you everyone for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for participating. Kyle, thank you for being here. We've had a lot of fun. The next episode will be in 2 weeks, give or take, depending on if these two guys and Safi will join me. But 2 weeks for the next episode, and that will be our Halloween extravaganza. So hopefully we dress up like we did last year. That lasted for about 5 seconds. Other than that, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.